Good evening, everyone, and thank you for being here. We are Team E, and tonight we are excited to share some of our ideas to make campus more safe during COVID. We will present SMU-specific solutions, but these could easily be applied to other schools. Let's begin by discussing the significance of a college campus environment. Students eat, sleep, work, play, and study all in the same place. This facilitates a breeding ground for disease, as we so often see with more common infections like the annual flu. In addition, college students can suffer from the invincibility fallacy, are already prone to risk behaviors, and have socializing norms that often include mass gatherings of people. With all this in mind, it is important that our solutions are tailored to the context, given that such a large proportion of the campus community is comprised of students. President Turner recently made a public announcement indicating the same goal and intention as that which we are tasked for the RevTech competition. It concludes by highlighting the importance of data-informed policies and procedures. And with that, we will present to you our data-informed policies and procedures.
We've decided to use degree analytics as a means of population tracking. Degree analytics uses Wi-Fi to track campus movement. Once a person on campus downloads the app, their location is tracked and recorded. It is not GPS, so location will not be tracked when they are off campus. Location data will be used for the purposes of contact tracing and resource allocation. Contact tracing and resource allocation. This slide is an example of an hourly usage map or heat map by Degree Analytics. You can see where people are and in real time. This leads me to my next topic about resource allocation. Resource allocation will allow us, or the information gathered from Degree Analytics will allow us to reallocate resources based on the number of people there are at a certain time in a certain area, such as cleaning staff for hand sanitizer stations and the like, to ensure the effectiveness of hygiene and social distancing efforts. Contact tracing is important because once someone tests positive with COVID-19, people they may have come in contact with are identified and notified that they may be in contact with someone who has tested positive. They can then get tested and further actions can be taken. Contact tracing allows us to be proactive rather than reactive. Another idea we had to supplement the contact tracing is to implement bi-weekly surveys to collect data regarding COVID-19 testing and diagnosis. The survey will allow us to develop feedback loop with students and faculty to ensure that SMU is offering the best possible support for the community. The short survey will be sent out to students and faculty with an incentive of a gift card. In the case that someone tests positive, they are still required to, as the current school policy states. But this survey will offer better assessment of students and faculty's tests on and off campus, as well as their general opinions about how SMU is doing and the procedures that are in place. We're also suggesting a COVID-19 honor code that would be a mandatory agreement in order to return to campus. This may help students abide by the protocols we are recommending, such as social distancing, hygiene, and downloading degree analytics. We will now talk about prevention policies.
There are many processes in place to ensure social distancing regulations will be respected, most of which the university has already indicated its thought processes on. These may include restricting large gatherings, enforcing? Really?
Wait, hang on. I'm not getting a call. Hang on. I'll
You're good. Take the call. And then hide the controls. Okay, I think I was able to get it down a little bit, so that should help. Are you ready?
Ready.
Restricting large gatherings, enforcing 6 feet distancing in libraries, dining halls, gyms, and other similar procedures will be necessary steps for a safe return to campus. We've taken those initiatives off the table, knowing that these things are likely to be university-sponsored goals already. With that said, based on the university's clear efforts to abide by CDC's recommendations, we would like to offer another creative approach to social distancing. We've budgeted for the purchases of industrial tape that will stripe the floors. By doing this, we will achieve order in the hallways and assist in traffic flow. We also suggest placing the tape on the ground to create 6 feet markers for people to stand away from each other in shared spaces. This will create a reduction of person-to-person contact and adequate distancing. President Turner is dedicated to following the governmental guidelines so as to keep students and faculty safe on campus. Based on SMU's prompt and effective actions to protect students and faculty, we anticipate these measures will be further developed to keep the SMU community safe. These may include providing more cleaning supplies, increasing the frequency of sanitation, and providing staff with the necessary PPE. These hygiene protocols will help the university achieve their goals. Now for some logistics about the plan, including management, finances, our esteemed impact, evaluation, and the timeline of implementation. We plan to implement on June 1st when we begin communication with the campus community and will initiate our policies and protocols throughout the month of August. These processes will continue, be evaluated, and then conclude for evaluation on November 15th, at which point our overall impact may be measured and assessed for continuation.
Here you see a general budget compiled to represent our proposed plan. Our expenses will consist of the materials to aid in social distancing policies and the incentives to encourage participation in the biweekly survey. Our suggested partnership with Degree Analytics has been offered at a no-cost beta testing opportunity, which will provide great possibilities for both parties. This project may be managed by the creation of a subcommittee in President Turner's task force. COVID-19's dynamic nature leads us to suggest biweekly meetings in order to review data from the previous 2-week period, modify policies, and reallocate resources as needed. The subcommittee should be comprised of interdisciplinary interest groups in order to best serve the campus community. Some of these groups are included in the graphic for you. We will be collecting data from the Degree Analytics platform to track population density in areas of campus. This will help to inform proper and sufficient resource allocation and fuel contact tracing when COVID cases are reported. We will also collect data from the surveys in order to track COVID diagnosis rates and the potential rate of spread on campus. These surveys will also facilitate qualitative feedback data to help evaluate policies and procedure on campus and further give a voice to individuals in the community. Our proposal is made possible by those listed before you, and we humbly extend our gratitude and thank you for your time and support. And please let us know if you have any questions.